Howdy folks, Bluesboy Jag here, yet another 3-string cigar box guitar lesson. It's a hammer pull. What? A hammer pull lick. A hammer pull, have you never heard of a hammer pull? I just made that up. Alright, let's get right to it. So, open G, A string tuned down to G, a D string tuned normal to D, and a G string tuned normal to G, low G, D, and high G. So I stole this from my old rock and roll days. What we're doing is we're hammering on and we're pulling off right after we do the hammer on the first string. So I'm going to be playing the first string open, and then I'm going to hammer and pull off. And then I'm going to play the second string with my third finger on the 5th fret, which just so happens to be the same note as the first string open. Alright, so up close, real slow. I'm hammering from 0 to 3 with my first finger. Then I'm hammering 2 frets up on 5 and pulling off again. Then I'm hitting the second string on the 5th fret, which just so happens to be the same note as the first string open. So I'm only picking twice, the very first and very last note. Obviously, you can extrapolate this and do some real fancy stuff, but for now, we'll just keep it at this. So, we're going to start out slow. No fingers at all for the second half of this. I'm just going to pluck the first note because we don't need to pluck any of the other ones. This will strengthen your fingers over on this hand and also your wrist, if you haven't already learned how to do this on a regular guitar. So how am I doing all that? Well, if you look up close, I'm hammering right there, right there. Now I'm pulling off, and I'm pulling off again. And then I'm slamming that one, so I'm hammering that one on 2-5. So I'm only picking twice if I wanted, or I can pick only once. So there's only one pick, the very first, and here's 2. So I'm doing it on the beat. So I can do 2 downs, the very first note and the very last note. I'm using my thumb. Or I can just hammer that last one. I'm only plucking the very first note. Now my thumb likes to hang over the end here, which is probably a good home base for it. Make sure you don't touch that third string unless you want to mute it. So for instance, when I'm doing this part, I'm muting that third string just in case I might touch it. I don't want that note to ring out. Not that it's a bad thing. I just don't want it to ring out for this particular lick, right? So I use my thumb to hang over the top. So that thumb pretty much stays there because I don't want that that low G making noise. Now, if you choose to use your thumb to pluck the last note, you can do that too. You might want to start out doing that. It helps you stay in time. And you should also be tapping your foot. So my foot is doing this, right to the beat. At first it's going to be a little weird because it's going to feel like where's the beat. But if you keep on doing it, and you don't have to do it super fast, but if you do it real slow, it's actually harder. No, seriously. That's harder to do on the beat. At first it's hard, but once you get the hang of it, just like anything else, it's easy. Now, I'm plucking that last note. But you don't have to. If you have a good setup on your amp and enough volume, you can hear that note as a hammer. So I'm hammering that last note. So you can do it on all three strings if you like as well. One little lick I like to do I'm just going back to the first finger on the 3rd fret, first string. So you can add more to that, obviously, however you like. That's the same thing backwards, starting on the low string. Now I'm getting off into Never Never Land. Uh-oh. What I'm doing there is so you can play your whole solo with one hand. So I'm getting kind of off subject, but you get the idea. You can extrapolate on that however you like. One thing that I used to do, I'd watch TV, and I would just play with my left hand to strengthen my left hand. No right hand at all. Hendrix did that a lot, and so did Stevie Ray. I'm not nearly as good as they were. In fact, I'm not even close. Anyway, I'm getting kind of off subject, so hopefully that will help you out, give you something to play around with. Check out my website, jagshouse.com. Cigar box guitars just like this one since 2004. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what kind of lessons you want me to put on YouTube. Do you want rock and roll lessons? Do you want blues lessons, slide lessons, lick lessons? Sometimes I just kind of pontificate. Let me know if you want to hear some more pontification.